Hello, and welcome to another episode of Schooling Around. I'm Danielle Smith.
And I'm Alexis Ware. This week on this episode, we're going to the high school for dance interviews. We're also going to Clear Lake for the Green Team meeting and ending with Daniel Axford's Earth Day.
So stick around for Schooling Around.
For our first segment of today's show, we are going straight to the high school for Miss Brewer's dance class. Take a look.
Today we are here at Oxford High School in their auditorium. We're getting ready to go inside and see the dancers rehearse for their Is this your first time being in a performance like this?
No, I've been in it since I've been a freshman, so 4 years has been a while.
Is this your last performance for your high school career?
Yes.
And how does that make you feel?
Very sad that it's going to end, but I know I've made so many memories that I know I can leave happy.
Is it any strategy you have going into your very last performance in high school or any extra effort you're going to put forth?
No, I kind of try not to think about it. I try and just set my mind on the stage and let my body take over.
Being a senior and having so much experience in the dance field, is it anything that you can say to the younger classmen to prepare for a show?
Just enjoy it while you can. Put all your effort into it. Just enjoy.
And then the actual performance day, anything for first-time jitters or even reoccurring jitters?
Just breathe.
Yeah.
There's nothing really to do anything to help that besides breathing.
Awesome. Well, thank you for talking to me. All right, so you're also a senior, which means that you've probably had a few dances under your belt as well, too, right?
This is my first year in taking a dance class. I used to do it when I was younger, but because of this, I decided to pursue dancing after I graduate.
So what really influenced your decision to get back into dancing?
I love how alive it makes you feel and the connections with everyone. It's just lovely.
So is this your first performance on a high school level?
Yes, it is. This year has been my first.
And what was different between doing it in high school versus when you were younger?
In high school, I think you really worry more about what people think. When you're younger, you just kind of worry about what your parents think. But then when you're in high school, it's like you realize there's a whole entire room looking at you.
And you mentioned doing it after high school. Is there any schools that you're looking at specifically for dance?
Right now I'm looking at Elite Dancers, and in 2 years I'm going to be moving to St. Petersburg, Florida, to be going to a performing arts college.
Awesome. Yeah. And have you already applied? Are you for sure going there?
I'm for sure going there. I haven't picked up a specific school yet, but that's the plan.
Well, I surely hope that you have everything that you want in the near future and make that dance career something to really talk about in the future.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so Noah, is this your first performance?
No.
How many have you done?
My sophomore year, all three, 2 last year, and then 3 this year.
What's the best part about performing to you?
Anything. I like to be an actor, so.
Okay, so acting is definitely a bonus when dancing. A lot of people don't know that's actually something you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what parts are you typically cast in? What are you doing this time?
I hurt my knee, so I'm not dancing, but I am going to be a rocker, with helping Al out and Ashley.
All right, and you're a senior this year, so are you looking forward to doing other stuff outside of high school?
Yes.
Or? Okay.
Yes.
Like what?
Acting, going to Sterling Heights, see Larry O'Brady, hopefully.
All right, so you were telling me about Winter Guard, which also incorporates dances, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about how it's a little similar but also different from this.
So we dance and we have to like do all the faces and like act and perform. But then on top of that, we spin flags, rifles, and sabers, and whatever else our coaches tell us to do.
So when it comes to dancing, you're able to remember all of the different techniques and moves that you have to do for performances?
Yeah.
About how difficult do you say that is?
It's not too difficult because I've been doing it for a while, but like at first it was really difficult for me.
How long does it take you to memorize all your moves?
Not that long. It helps to like go in chunks so you can like get it down and then add to it. It makes it easier to remember.
And how long did you have to rehearse for this one?
We've been rehearsing for a couple months, I think.
You say you're pretty ready for tonight?
Yeah, definitely.
And this has to be your last competition as well. We're all seniors here, well, besides me. So what are you most looking forward to for your very last dance of high school?
I'm really excited to just like go up on stage and like give it all I got.
Is there anything in particular that you like about this dance that maybe wasn't incorporated before?
I just really like the type of dance it is, so I really like that.
And what type is it?
I'm not sure. I just like what Miss G does.
Awesome. Well, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
So, Adeline, I'm seeing a pattern here. You guys are all seniors, which means that this is all of your last competition. How does that make you feel?
Excited because I've had a great 4 years with amazing people, but also very sad because of the great 4 years. Yeah, so it's all coming to an end all at once, and it's sad, but very exciting.
What made you first decide to take a dance class?
I've actually been in dance since I was 2. It was kind of something my mom put me in, and I just enjoyed it a lot.
Is it something that you look forward to doing in the future after high school?
Yes, I plan on going to my studio for another year or so while in college, but then not pursuing it further than that.
So it's like an extra curricular activity in a way?
Yeah, like I'm not going to college for it or anything, but it was a fun extracurricular.
Something to enjoy and something to focus your time in, and it keeps you pretty fit, right?
Yeah, it's a good environment, so it's also like mentally like empowering. You empower each other, you know.
Especially if you didn't think that you could do a certain move and then bam, you kill it on show night.
Right, yes, yeah. We have a role in our dance, and a lot of people came out of nowhere last night during rehearsal. They were just like, boom, got it. And it was really, you know, when you get those moments like, yes, we did it.
All right, so Skylar, you are one of the few males in this dance class. How does that make you feel?
It's fun because my friend Ryan over there, we just chose to randomly do it one time to sign up for dance class, and then we did it, and so we have each other, so it's kind of cool. It's fun.
Do you have any dance history in your past?
Not really, no. I've done musicals, which has like a little bit of dancing, but not really anything, so this is kind of new for me, but it's fun.
Is this your first year incorporating dance into your schedule?
Yep, my first year.
So how was it at first? I mean, your very last year of high school and your first year of dance, how does that usually go?
Yeah, I don't know, it's good. It's just kind of a fun class. I had to learn a lot, and it was slow at first and hard, but I think I'm getting the hang of it.
Would you say it definitely keeps you up on your toes and always thinking about the next thing?
Yeah, it does, definitely. I have to like always be thinking when I'm dancing, because if I don't, then I get very lost quickly. So
it's a lot of steps and moves to remember, but you can't let the fact that you're thinking show on your face. So how does that differ from, okay, I'm thinking about the dance moves, but I have to be in character?
Yeah, well, I think just when you're dancing, whatever the piece is, you have to just think about, you know, what it's about, what the song's about, and just make sure that that's what you're doing with your face. So yeah.
Okay, for someone who is thinking about coming into a dance class next semester or next school year, because this is the last semester, what is some advice that you would give to them?
I think that everyone should try it if they can, because it's fun.
Okay, Ryan, so like your pal back there, I mentioned that you two were the only guys in the dance class, right?
As far as us, and then there's Noah, but
Can't forget about Noah.
Yeah.
So how does that make you feel to kind of be outnumbered here?
I don't know. It almost makes me more comfortable just because it's like I don't feel like I'll get judged against other guys because Skylar and I set the bar for
yourself.
ourselves. Yeah.
So do you have prior dance history?
We were in the musical, and in that we learned some stage movement and stuff. And then we just decided, hey, let's try a dance class because it'll be our senior year, and that was the idea, and it would be fun. And yeah, here we are.
Now, how similar and different was it from doing little bits and pieces of dances in a play to actually being full on, taking all of the choreography?
It's a huge difference, I guess, just because it's not little pieces for everyone to just see and enjoy as a group, but you have to follow rules, I guess, as far as extension lines and dancey terms. Sorry. Yeah.
Now, you're in a play, so you do play, so you know how important facial expression is. How does your play work incorporate to when you dance and how your facial expression works?
I almost want to say it's just a natural thing at this point, or that I don't have to think so much about my face when I'm dancing because the emotion is already there in the dance. Whereas if I'm acting, it's a different sort of emotion that I have to draw out of the character, and I have to be someone different.
Now, I know it must be bittersweet for those seniors, especially it being their last dance performance, but I'm sure those memories will stay with them for quite a while.
I'm sure. Well, every student that I interviewed were all seniors. Some of it was their first time being in a dance class like that. Some of it was, they were pros at it. They had been in it the entire time. But what was really significant is that even if it was the student's first time being in Miss Brewer's dance class or being in a performance like that at all, a lot of them had background from when they were kids or even musicals and things like that.
Right.
So I think just everyone there just really enjoys performing.
Yeah, no matter at what level they're at, it seemed like everyone got something out of their time being a part of the dance class.
Yeah, and they were all very positive, especially with first time jitters for some of those who,
Right.
it was their first time. But going into Clear Lake now, we are going to take a trip to see Miss Danielle and her green team.
So tell us about green team. What's significant about today?
Today we invited not only Green Team, but the first grade Daisy Troop and the fourth grade Girl Scout Troop to learn about not only organic gardening, but gardening in general, just about how important it is for our health and for the environment, and planting seeds for pollinators, for bees and stuff.
And how often do these three groups get together?
This was the first time. It was a first.
How do you think it went?
It went good. I think everyone had fun. Did everyone have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it went good.
And what was the best part to you?
Planting seeds.
What kind of seeds did you plant?
Squash.
And what went into choosing the seeds that the children were going to plant today?
I wanted to pick something that was pretty easy to plant, and all the seeds that I got are right from my garden, and I had already started some, so I knew that they were going to grow. So I wanted something that they weren't going to take home and then watch it every day and say, oh, nothing's growing.
So some students took their seeds home and some planted them right here?
No, everyone's taking them home. I've got seeds started at home that we're going to be coming and planting in the garden probably at our last meeting, which is next month.
Now, when you do actually come in and plant them the next year, because I know the school year is
Oh, yeah.
almost over, do you come back and check on them? Is that something that the kids are able to do, or is it just a home thing?
I come out pretty much at least once a week over the summer, and usually a couple of the kids will come out with me too, and kind of do some weeding and stuff because obviously we don't want to spray anything on the plants. So
Green Team is an all-year team, or is it
Yeah.
just through the school year?
it's just through the school year, but sometimes, like I said, sometimes we'll make little play dates to come up here and kind of watch how it changes throughout the summer and what new is growing and stuff. So.
Okay, how does it help you to really interact with the kids and know what will be easy or maybe a little bit more difficult to them?
It's kind of hard because we're kindergarten through 5th grade, so I try and make stuff as easy for the kindergartners to understand, but it won't bore the 5th graders. So we try and do some fun stuff every meeting. Our very last meeting, we always come out here for the whole meeting. We do usually like a little scavenger hunt and like look for bugs and stuff like that and that kind of stuff. Fun stuff.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So Elaine, are you in Green Team or are you in Girl Scouts?
Girl Scouts and Green Team.
Oh, you're in both, so you like both of them. What's the difference between the two?
The difference between them is basically Girl Scouts usually are like inside, usually like talking about like how caring and kind, and then Green Team is basically taking care of the world.
Oh. And what have you learned from Green Team so far?
That planting is really good for the earth.
Yeah. And how can you take care of the earth?
By cleaning up the earth.
So that means, like, if you see a piece of paper on the ground, you would pick it up and put it where?
In the garbage or the recycling.
Oh, recycling is a lot better than the garbage, right?
Yeah, because in the recycling they redo stuff. They make it out into something different.
So Avery, you're definitely a Girl Scout, right? Is this your first Green Team meeting?
Well, probably I saw some green teams before and I was outside with them, but I've never had a meeting like this before.
What do you think about this meeting?
It's pretty fun. I liked learning about new plants, and I like learning about new things in Girl Scouts, and I like helping the world out.
So it's very similar. So both Green Team and Girl Scouts help the world. How do Girl Scouts help the world?
Well, sometimes they give food to the hungry. They do special events, like they sell Girl Scout cookies and snacks sometimes. And Girl Scouts, like the last Girl Scout event that we did, they were cleaning up the Pollyant Trail.
Okay, so what have you learned overall from both Green Team and Girl Scouts?
Well, I learned that Green Team was different than Girl Scouts because the Green Team is like recycling and they help like pick up like plants.
Okay, so you're in 3rd grade. So how long have you been on the Green Team?
About 2 years.
And what have you learned so far from your 2 years on Green Team?
We like doing activities like you put water and ripped up like newspaper in like a blender with seeds, and then you blend it up and then you let it dry, and it makes it's like a recycled paper seed thing.
So what's the most important thing about recycling?
There's a lot of waste in the world, and you want to reuse it. So, and you don't want to make like a huge pile of trash because there's a big, huge pile of trash in the ocean that's bigger than Texas.
Oh wow, where'd you learn that from?
School.
Well, good job. Okay, so 4th grade, you're the oldest group here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how does that make you feel?
Kind of good.
You're like the leader.
Yeah.
So what all do you know about the Green Team and what they do for the world?
They probably like clean up the environment and plant stuff for the environment.
And are you on Green Team?
No.
What group are you in?
I'm in Girl Scouts. Scouts.
Okay, so does Girl Scouts do something similar for the world, like pick up trash and do other things?
Yes.
Tell us what you guys do.
Yeah, we pick up trash and we help different charities and stuff for people and do help the environment with picking up trash and stuff.
So what have you learned from today's meeting and big group all together?
That some things are fruits and we thought they were vegetables, and that it is way healthier than we thought to plant for the plants for the environment.
Give us one thing that you thought was a fruit that's actually a vegetable.
Cucumbers.
Cucumbers? You mean to tell me that those are vegetables and not fruits?
Yes.
Okay, well you have to tell everybody else now. Cucumbers are not fruits, guys. Say
across the sea, friends forever we will always be. One more time. The circles round, it has no end. That's how long I want to be your friend. Bye, OCTV.
I bet those kids were pretty excited when they found out they got to take home their own package of seeds.
Yeah, and it's typically just the green team on these meetings. I believe they're like once every month, but this time it was a special green team meeting. Miss Danielle invited the first grade Daisy Troop, which is just like a junior Girl Scout, and then also the fourth grade Girl Scouts. Right. So it was interesting to see all three of these groups being together and see how much they've learned separately and how they can incorporate it together, especially with those plants. Ms. Danielle brought in someone from Oakland University who has her own garden, and she explained to them about blue potatoes, which I was surprised I've never heard of before either, let alone seen. So the kids really liked that.
And the fact that they're able to learn not only from the guest speaker and Miss Danielle, but from each other. Because like you said, they're anywhere from, the first graders, the junior Girl Scouts, in different age levels where, throwing together all of their knowledge, can really expand and enhance what they get out of those green team meetings.
And the teams are very similar to each other. They both help each other. I asked them that question inside is what is something that's similar between the three groups and something that's different? And it wasn't too many differences besides the name, but they all enjoyed helping people and doing things for the earth. So this was a really good collaboration.
Absolutely.
And the next green team meeting is actually the very last one of the school year. And that's going to be pretty special as well. So stay tuned for that last green team meeting with Miss Danielle. And going to another elementary school, Daniel Axford. This past week they had their Earth Day, so take a look at that.
Hello everyone, I am here with Ms. Dosbach at Daniel Axford, and she is going to explain to us what the whole Earth Day play was about. So how did you come up with the idea to have a play on, today's Earth Day?
Well, I know that students enjoy performing, and I thought that, I had this book that has lots of plays for the different seasons and holidays, and so I've done this Earth Day play for now probably about 15 years, and students just love to perform, and I think they learn a little bit about taking care of the earth in the play, and they just have fun working together and collaborating on it.
Now, I saw the different parts and some of the costumes incorporated in the play. Is that something that you pre-planned, or do you give it to the students for their, basically how they interpret what they do?
So for the scenery, the students worked together, and some worked on the wasteland, some worked on the recycling center. Those that didn't have speaking parts had a big hand in doing the background. The scenes. And then as for what the students wore, it was up to them to bring things in that they wanted to have.
Now, for the poster specifically, the one with all of the trash and different recyclables on there, did you help them put that together, or was it all the students?
The students did that. They actually saved papers from their snacks and stuff and took things out of recycling and put it on there for the play.
Okay. How long does it take the students to prepare for this play?
We probably started about a week and a half ago.
So not very long at all.
No, not at all. And I was just going to say, at first, the students if they wanted a speaking part, I would say, okay, who wants to be Ebenezer Litterbug? And there were a lot of people that wanted to do that. And then everyone took a die, and we did a little roll-off, and the highest number won. So that's how they picked their parts for doing that. So I had no involvement in picking the parts.
And then as far as learning the lines, was that, practice in class or left up to the students?
Well, we've been working on fluency during reading, about reading smooth, not choppy when we're talking, to talk like the character. So there was a good fit with that. But the students practice reading the part, and it's called a reader's theater because they actually don't have to memorize the parts. That's why you probably saw them holding the script. And so they could read it. But some of them, they love performing, and they did memorize the parts. You probably noticed that too.
I noticed some of the paper, but I also noticed the students who didn't have any at all. Now, as far as recycling and Earth Day and what that really means to the play, since that's what it was about, is that something that you dive deeper into as far as like curriculum?
Well, our school actually just became a green school, so we're starting to do more recycling here at school. And we actually, in our Scholastic News magazines, we talk about recycling and different things that we can do to help our planet.
Awesome. Well, that was a fantastic play, guys. Congratulations. You did phenomenal. So tell me what this play was for today.
Earth Day, because today is Earth Day.
And what is the best part about Earth Day?
That it's a day to respect our planet and to clean up.
How long did it take you all to learn all of your lines?
It took a while.
About how long would you say? Was it difficult to try and remember them?
Sort of.
So who were you in today's play?
I was child 4.
And what did you have to do as child 4?
I had to, I forgot.
Okay. What about you? What did you have to do?
Do the props.
And was it difficult?
Not really.
What kind of props did you have?
The wasteland.
How was it speaking in the big mic? We heard you all the way over here.
Well, it was kind of good because I don't really talk that loud, and I really needed a microphone.
We wish you a happy Earth Day. We wish you a happy Earth Day. We wish you a happy Earth Day and recycling day too.
The kids put on quite the Earth Day play.
Yeah, and I guess this is done every year for Miss Tammy. I can't say her last name, but Miss Tammy, she puts on this play every single year, and this is her, I want to say her 15th anniversary or something like that. Not at Daniel Expert, but in the district as a whole, and she always does it. And she was also telling me with the individual students, one student in particular, I'm sure you guys could kind of see she was very, not monotone, but just quiet in it. She volunteered for a speaking part. This was not required. It was only required that they participate in some way.
Right.
So that was really cool to see students coming out of their shell. And these are, you know, elementary school students.
Especially the younger half too, since Daniel Axford only goes up to 2nd grade.
Exactly.
And I have to say it's really exciting and very nice to see how involved these students are for celebrations and days like Earth Day. Because I don't know about your elementary school experience, but mine, we didn't really do much for Earth Day. We might have said, hey, it's Earth Day, but we never really acknowledged what it was and how we could help contribute to the overall healthiness of our own planet.
And even going into that healthiness and not really focusing too much attention on Earth Day, Miss Tammy was telling me that Daniel Axford has just became a green school.
Oh, that's
so
wonderful.
they're going to be doing a lot of stuff incorporating the environment and taking care of it and things that even little kids can do.
Right.
So that's really nice. And that's it for our segments for this week. But
Weekly recap.
Yeah.
So Lex, do you have anything for us?
Well, going back to that Earth Day, Kingsbury, sorry, completely escaped me for a second, but Kingsbury is not a school that's, commonly featured on Schooling Around.
Right.
So this past week, they actually had an Earth Day walk, and we're going to be showing you guys a little bit of that next week. So that is my weekly recap, is just, not just one school or one elementary school doing something for Earth Day, but it's the entire district, even though Kingsbury really isn't a part of the district, but it's the entire community coming together to do something.
Right, exactly. And a lot of people might have heard of Kingsbury, but aren't very familiar with it. So this will be great. So I highly encourage you to stick around for that. And for my weekly recap, OES 4th graders had their music concert this past Tuesday. And I bet the kids had a bunch of fun performing that. And I'll probably shocked that those 4th graders are about to become 5th graders because pretty
Yeah.
soon the school year is over.
As soon as the snow melts, that's it. You guys are out.
So we hope.
Yeah. You know what? We actually have to check on that. The added school days on to the end of the year.
That's right.
Yeah. So just don't hold your breath. But
hang in
it's
there
coming
though,
to
it's
an end.
almost over.
And is something going on at your school that you think we should know about?
If so, let us know. Take a photo or quick video from the event and post it to our Facebook page, Oxford Community Television, for your chance to be featured on our next episode.
Until next time, I'm Alexis Orr.
And I'm Danielle Smith. We'll see you next time.